He also said this, Russell Wilson, on being in the AFC West. I want to play against the best. I don't fear anything. Dan, to that point, loaded division, particularly when you look at these offenses. But how do Russ and the Broncos stack up to the Chiefs, Chargers, and Raiders, specifically when you think about their O's?
I think it's the best offense in the division.
Wow.
And the reason I think that is because it's the only offense in the division that will do whatever a defense forces it to do. And I think it starts with Nathaniel Hackett, their offensive-minded head coach that comes over from Green Bay. He's been an offensive coordinator in the NFL for the last 6 years. 5 out of those last 6 years, that's a top 10 run game that he has produced. The ability schematically to commit to running the football matters when teams are going to dare you to do it. Now you've added a quarterback in Russell Wilson that I think is going to play some of his best, if not his best football of his career. Russell Wilson, I've said this, has never had both of these things. Elite scheme with elite talent. He's had talent around him that has been elite, but it's never been married with an offense that we've watched for 40 years in the NFL be as good as the one that Nathaniel Hackett brings with him.
I think Key needs to go.
Key!
What do you got to say about it?
I didn't know I was on camera.
Well, you do now.
Well, now, go ahead, Dad.
I'll follow up. Go ahead, big guy. Come on. What are you mad about, Key?
You seemed very animated.
You didn't like it?
Well, okay, so number one, my colleague just said that they got the best offense in the division. And so my reaction to that is, excuse me? They don't, first of all, they don't even have a 1,000-yard receiver returning. Okay, when you look at Jared Jeudy, 0 touchdowns. You look at Noah Fant, he was their top receiver as a tight end. He's now in Seattle. Then Cortland Sutton, 700 yards in the air. He had 54 catches, 2 touchdowns. I don't think, and then when you talk about Patrick inside, I don't think you can say they're the top offense when you're looking at the Tower Twins in in Los Angeles with the Chargers. You talk about Kansas City, come on now, man. I don't even want to go there, what that is, and Kelsey and Tyreek. And if they add a third guy, even though Mecole Hardman is pretty good, I just, that's all, Dan. I don't, you do your deal, buddy.
Let me ask you this.
Go, buddy.
Let me ask you this. What was the narrative around the Kansas City Chiefs last year? That when teams dared them to run the football consistently, that there was either a lack of commitment consistently play calling wise or a little bit of lack of patience from Patrick playing quarterback. Well, teams are going to continue to do it.
So you think it is more Nathaniel Hackett's scheme and not Javonte Williams in Melvin Gordon running the football. So you think this all of a sudden he's getting ready to bring a scheme that he had in Green Bay to Denver, and they're going to be the top offense within that division?
Yes, because when teams dare them to run the football, I don't believe that the Chargers, if teams are going to play shell coverage, commit to coverage against the Chargers, can and or will just pound the rock. I've seen Kansas City not do it.
I think the other thing is this, though, Key. The other thing I think that Dan is betting on is that it's now Russell Wilson. It's not Drew Lock throwing to Tim Patrick. It's not Teddy Bridgewater throwing to Cortland Sutton.
You play defense and you covered. You got to get open at the receiver position.
Well, listen, 100%. But if you watch Jerry Jeudy run routes, Jerry Jeudy's always thinking open. He has always been open. And now you look at what Cortland Sutton and what Tim Patrick can do at the catch point, right, in 50-50 balls, those guys can win.
And they've never had a quarterback.
And then now you're looking at Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams, to me, was right on par with Najee Harris. Now, get this. The other people have done it. So that's the other thing. We are projecting now. We are projecting that based on paper, that based on skill set, adding Russell Wilson and Nathaniel Hackett, this is who they will be.
So you thinking losing Noah Fant
that was huge to me.
Okay.
I said that yesterday.
The best tight end in the division is Kelsey. The second best tight end is Waller. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
All right, hey, Marcus, you jump in here. What do you think? You got something on the Chiefs. Where do you stand with how they rank in the AFC West?
Look at his face.
What's up, Swagoo?
I didn't even know if I wanted to get in this conversation.
I know I made you, though. Get in there.
I was just watching TV. Listen, I have to disagree with my big OG Key on this one because the Broncos ran for 1,800 yards. And y'all know how I am about the run game. Y'all know how when you get to the playoffs, you got to have one. When you get to crunch time games, we saw the Kansas City Chiefs, the last out, they could not move the football in the second half. because they refuse to do what was given to them. Now, maybe they learn, and maybe they come out this year and firing on all cylinders, but I got a lot of confidence in Russell Wilson with a run game and those guys having to add guys to the box because they're going to force them to.
Hey, can I just really quickly, before we go to break, recap what's been happening here? You got Russell Wilson, who's now a Denver Bronco. Tom Brady returned after saying he was going to retire. We've had news all over the place. It's like all getting lost in the shuffle. Deshaun Watson's going to find a new team. The Ravens have gone all in.
Guys,
I mean, this is the NFL right now.
Adam Schefter told us that in Indianapolis it was about to go down.
The volcano blew up, Adam. Thank you for that.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.